Oh no. No, this can't be happening. Oh no. No. Oh, Merry Christmas. Okay, so basically I'm going to be responding to Tenebrous' response video, because he just doesn't get it. Alright, so this one, instead of 100 blocks, is going to be 1,000 blocks. Took me forever, but I guess it's my fault in the first place for not using something that's like 0.1 difference. So, anyway, so the first one is just me running and jumping for 1,000 blocks. So let's get the time from that one. Also, I'm going to be speeding up the video, but I'll put the full thing at the end, just in case you don't trust me. And you can do any legitimacy test you want on me, but it's legit. Alright, this is number 2. This is placing a block. This is the hybrid method, basically, where you place a block and then wait, and then place another block. So you place a block every other jump. And this is starting out without any specific coordinates and turning all by myself, placing the blocks all by myself. So not slowed down at all. This is human placement. Okay, this is a perfect situation of what the last one was. The blocks are already placed down, there's no movement, and it was started with perfect coordinates. The other one was mostly just to prove that it still is faster, even though we're human, and human movements must make it go slower, because it's so insignificant. But it's still like 0.7 seconds faster. Okay, this is the fourth and final one. This is basically the perfect situation of the hybrid, but a more extreme version of the hybrid, where you place one block, then you place 2 blocks, and then you fall back down to 0 blocks, place 1 block, 2 block, etc. And this is a perfect situation again, and it's really hard to do it just regularly, but I know some people that can do it. It's not really that hard. But anyways, this is mostly just for experiment. Also, you can't do 3 or else you'll take fall damage. Alright, so compiling all of this stuff together, it wasn't just a fluke class video. Your time actually scales with your distance. By the way, I hybrid stands for imperfect hybrid, and P hybrid stands for perfect hybrid. Alright, here's the graph for the speed. And finally, here's the graph for the percent faster than regularly jumping is for the different methods. Alright, so now what is Tenebrous' reasoning for why I'm wrong? Since it appears very strongly that I'm not.
I believe that his methodology was flawed because of human error, and I'm going to explain why he is inaccurate in his assessment.
Okay, so he thinks that my data is wrong because I inaccurately measured it due to human error.
He is stopping the timer at different intervals during regular sprint jumping, spam block placing, and block every other jump because of human error. Let me explain. So when you fall in Minecraft, if you're falling forward, your Y level changes proportional to how far you fall. So if you fall farther, your Y level is changing more. And because he's sprinting forward, the farther he falls, the more his Y level will change.
Okay, so because I'm sprinting forwards, the more I fall, the more my Y level will change. Okay, well, I just don't get how sprinting forward relates to the falling part at all. But let's continue.
Which is basic, that makes perfect sense, right?
No.
In the first clip, he gets to Y level 7 at 14.350. By the way, this ground right here is on Y level 7. So that's a change of 0. So basically, after he jumps into the void, the change in terms of where he is in position to where the blocks he was running on is 0. Which means this is the longest, because the other one, which is the placing blocks under, it's 8.75. This ground right here is 8 blocks, which means it's 0.75 blocks above, which means he was falling for longer in the first clip than he was in the second clip, because this is 0 blocks above the ground, and this one's 0.75 blocks above where he was placing blocks, which means by human error, this is going to be different no matter what, because he's measuring the end at a different Y level.
Of course the Y level is going to be different. When you jump on a block, it takes less time for you to land on it than it would to land on flat ground, so it messes up the relationship between your distance above the ground and time for the two different tests. I'm surprised you didn't go with horizontal distance, because that's a pretty weird way to determine that the ending spot is different. One of the main reasons that I'm so stubborn on this is because I already researched this. You might not know this, but I do parkour, and I've researched that on flat ground, the maximum jump you can do is a 4.875, and the maximum on using elevation momentum is a 5 block. So it's really just old news to me, and seeing a big YouTuber refuting my research is kind of just heartbreaking, especially since he has such a higher sub count than me and can influence so many more people. Okay, let's move on to the second part of the video, and basically the second claim and reason why that my research is invalid.
What I'm going to talk about right now is the claim that the first jump up onto a block is going to make you go faster.
Okay, I'm hearing you so far. So you think that my claim that you get faster when you jump onto a block is wrong. Okay, let's go. Let's continue.
This is simply not true, because the first jump onto a block has to be counterbalanced by the jump going off of the block.
Hold on a second. So you're saying that the reason that you don't get a boost from jumping onto a block is because you have to place a block after you've jumped off of the block. First of all, you don't even have to place a block in the first place. You could just jump down and then jump back up and place a block, like I did in the hybrid method. Or you could just not place a block after you place the first one. Like you don't even have to place a block in the first place. So why would you have to place a block after you place the first one? So that logic doesn't make any sense. But let's get back on topic here. How does the fact that you have to place a block after you've placed your first one prove that a boost doesn't exist? That just makes no sense at all.
Which means that in reality, all it's doing is moving you up a Y level and moving you down a Y level. It's not changing your X and Z movement whatsoever.
Okay, now that's assuming that you're using the spam block placement method, which I agreed with you, man. Like, it doesn't help you that much. It'll only help you once. It'll only help you with one boost, and then it'll continue to be the same time, basically, just a tiny bit shorter. Like, we're not even talking about the same thing at this point. Like, I also feel like it's worth noting that if you're holding down space when you land on the block, it actually does not help you. It'll actually make you go worse, because you'll be running for a short amount of time, and running is not good. You want to be always jumping as soon as possible. So you want to, when you're in midair, you want to let go of space and then press space again, so you'll immediately jump off of the block. Give you that boost. Alright, that's pretty much it. Don't just trust someone who has a high sub count. The reason I made a video in the first place was because I saw his, and I just didn't want wrong information to be spread to everyone in Minecraft. Obviously he didn't even mean to, and you know, he was just trying to spread information too, but it just so happened that he didn't really research his stuff as much as I have. Anyways, hope you enjoyed.